Ever wondered how top-tier DevOps engineers manage thousands of servers without ever touching a manual console? The secret is infrastructure as code. But mastering the certification is the real challenge. In this video, we will cover DevOps infrastructure as code practice questions and exam prep. Master the core principles of infrastructure as code, IaC, with this comprehensive practice test. In this video, we're diving deep into 30 essential practice questions for the DevOps infrastructure as code certification. We'll cover everything from Idempotency and state management to multi-cloud provisioning and security best practices. Stick around until the end to see how many you get right. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more DevOps deep dives. Which term describes the property of an IaC tool where executing the same script multiple times results in the same final state without side effects? Option A, immutability. Option B, idempotency. Option C, abstraction. Option D, orchestration. The correct answer is B. Idempotency is a core principle of infrastructure as code. It ensures that no matter how many times you run your code, the result remains the same. If the infrastructure is already in the desired state, the tool makes no changes. This prevents duplicate resources or configuration errors during repeated deployments, making automation reliable and predictable. A developer wants to use a tool that focuses on the what, the desired state, rather than the how, the steps to get there. Which approach is this? Option A, imperative. Option B, procedural. Option C, declarative. Option D, functional. The correct answer is C. The declarative approach allows users to define the final desired state of the infrastructure. E.g., I want 3 web servers. The IaC tool, like Terraform or CloudFormation, then determines the necessary steps to reach that state. In contrast, the imperative or procedural approach requires the user to define the exact sequence of commands to execute. Which of the following tools is primarily categorized as a configuration management tool rather than a pure infrastructure provisioning tool? Option A, Terraform. Option B, AWS CloudFormation. Option C, Ansible. Option D, Azure Resource Manager, ARM. The correct answer is C. While many tools have overlapping features, Ansible is primarily a configuration management tool designed to install software and manage settings on existing servers. Terraform and CloudFormation are provisioning tools, which are focused on creating the underlying infrastructure like VPCs, VMs, and subnets. In Terraform, what is the primary risk of storing the state file in a local directory when working in a team environment? Option A, increased latency. Option B, inability to use modules. Option C, state drift and race conditions. Option D, lack of support for providers. The correct answer is C. Storing state locally. Terraform, TF state, prevents team collaboration because the file isn't shared. If 2 team members run updates simultaneously, it can lead to race conditions and state drift, where the local file doesn't match the actual infrastructure. Remote backends, like S3 with DynamoDB locking, are required for secure team workflows. What is the best practice for handling sensitive API keys and passwords in IaC templates? Option A, Hardcode them as variables with default values. Option B. Use an external secrets manager and reference the ARN ID. Option C. Store them in the version control system in a private repo. Option D. Pass them as plain text command line arguments. The correct answer is B. Security best practices dictate that secrets should never be stored in code or version control. Instead, use a dedicated service like AWS Secrets Manager or HashiCorp Vault. Your IaC code should only contain a reference or a data lookup to fetch the secret at runtime. Which Terraform command is used to show what actions will be taken without actually performing them? Option A. Terraform apply. Option B. Terraform plan. Option C. Terraform validate. Option D. Terraform refresh. The correct answer is B. The Terraform plan command creates an execution plan. It compares the current state of the infrastructure with the configuration files and identifies the changes needed, create, update, or delete. This allows developers to verify changes before making any actual impact on the environment. In AWS CloudFormation, which section is used to define the actual AWS resources to be created? Option A. Parameters. Option B. Mappings. Option C. Resources. Option D. Outputs. The correct answer is C. The Resources section is the only mandatory section in a CloudFormation template. It specifies the AWS resources you want to stack, such as EC2 instances or S3 buckets, along with their properties. Other sections like parameters or outputs are used for customization and information sharing. What is the golden image approach in the context of immutable infrastructure? Option A. Updating servers live via SSH. Option B. Creating a pre-configured machine image, AMI, and deploying it. Option C. Using scripts to install software after a VM starts. Option D. Manually configuring the OS and taking a backup. The correct answer is B. In immutable infrastructure, you don't modify existing servers. Instead, you build a golden image using tools like Packer that contains the OS, dependencies, and application code. When an update is needed, you replace the old servers with new ones launched from the updated image. Configuration drift occurs when Option A. The IaC code is updated to a newer version. Option B. Manual changes are made directly to the cloud resources. Option C. The cloud provider changes their API. Option D. The state file is deleted. The correct answer is B. Configuration drift happens when the actual state of the infrastructure in the cloud deviates from the state defined in the IaC code. This usually occurs when someone makes manual hotfixes through the web console, making the code no longer the single source of truth. Why is modularity considered a best practice in IaC development? Option A. It makes the code execute faster. Option B. It allows for reusability and easier maintenance. Option C. It eliminates the need for a state file. Option D. It forces the use of a specific cloud provider. The correct answer is B. Modularity involves breaking large configurations into smaller, reusable components. Modules. This allows different teams to use the same validated infrastructure patterns, like a standard VPC setup, reduces code duplication, and makes it much easier to update and test individual parts of the system. Which IaC tool allows developers to use familiar programming languages like Python, TypeScript, or Go to define infrastructure? Option A, Terraform. Option B, Pulumi. Option C, Ansible. Option D, Chef. The correct answer is B. Pulumi is a modern IaC tool that differentiates itself by allowing the use of general-purpose programming languages. This provides the power of standard software development practices like loops, conditions, and testing frameworks directly within infrastructure definitions. Which command must be run first in a new Terraform directory to download the necessary provider? Plugins? Option A, Terraform apply. Option B, Terraform plan. Option C, Terraform init. Option D, Terraform build. The correct answer is C. Terraform init is the first command to run. It initializes the working directory, sets up the backend, and downloads the providers, like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud plugins, specified in your configuration files. What is the purpose of CloudFormation stack sets? Option A, to group multiple resources into a single stack. Option B, to deploy stacks across multiple AWS accounts and regions. Option C, to prevent accidental deletion of a stack. Option D, to monitor the performance of stack resources. The correct answer is B. Stack sets extend the functionality of stacks by allowing you to create, update, or delete stacks across multiple AWS accounts and regions with a single operation. This is essential for enterprise-scale management and ensuring consistency across a global cloud footprint. In the context of IaC, what is a provider? Option A, a person who writes the code. Option B, the cloud platform or service being managed, e.g., AWS, GitHub. Option C, the server where the code is executed. Option D, a specific version of the IaC tool. The correct answer is B. A provider is a plugin that IaC tools, like Terraform, use to interact with remote systems providers, translate the tool's code into API calls for cloud platforms, AWS, Azure, SaaS platforms, Datadog, GitHub, or even local systems like Docker or Kubernetes. Which tool is commonly used to perform automated integration testing for Terraform code by actually provisioning and destroying resources? Option A, Checkiv. Option B, Terratest. Option C, TF-Lint. Option D, Terraform Validate. The correct answer is B. Terratest is a Go library that allows you to write automated tests for your infrastructure. It works by deploying real resources to a test environment, verifying they work as expected, e.g., checking if a port is open, and then tearing them down. Checkiv and TF-Lint are used for static analysis, not functional testing. When integrating IaC into a CI/CD pipeline, why is it recommended to use a locking mechanism for the state file? Option A, to encrypt the state file. Option B, To prevent multiple concurrent runs from corrupting the state. Option C. To speed up the execution of the pipeline. Option D. To ensure only authorized users can read the state. The correct answer is B. State locking ensures that if two pipeline jobs, or two developers, try to apply changes at the same time, only one can proceed while the other waits. Without locking, the state file could become corrupted, or the same resource might be created twice, leading to deployment failures. What is the core principle of GitOps in infrastructure as code? Option A. Using Git only for storing code. Option B. Git is the single source of truth, and changes are automatically synced to the cluster. Option C. Manually running Terraform apply after every Git commit. Option D. Replacing all IaC tools with Git commands. The correct answer is B. GitOps is a practice where the Git repository is the single source of truth. An agent, like Argo CD or Flux, continuously monitors the Git repo and automatically applies any changes to the infrastructure to ensure the live environment matches the state defined in Git. What does Terraform refresh do? Option A. Updates the infrastructure to match the code. Option B. Updates the local state file to match the actual real-world resources. Option C. Deletes and recreates all resources. Option D. Clears the local cache of provider plugins. The correct answer is B. The refresh command reconciles the state Terraform knows about, via the state file, with the real-world infrastructure. It doesn't modify the infrastructure. It only ensures that Terraform's memory of the resources is accurate before a plan is generated. What is policy as code, and which tool is widely used for it in the HashiCorp ecosystem? Option A. Writing firewall rules. Security groups. Option B. Automated governance using code. Sentinel. Option C. Using IAM policies for users. Oz IAM. Option D. Encryption of code files. GPG. The correct answer is B. Policy as code. PAC. Allows you to define rules for your infrastructure. E.g., no public S3 buckets or all VMs must have tags. Sentinel is HashiCorp's PAC framework that can block Terraform apply if the proposed changes violate established corporate policies. What is the purpose of the Terraform TFVers file? Option A. To define the cloud provider credentials. Option B. To automatically assign values to input variables. Option C. To store the history of all changes. Option D. To configure the remote backend settings. The correct answer is B. Terraform automatically loads files named Terraform TFVers or ending in auto TFVers. This allows you to separate the definition of variables in variables.tf from their actual values in TFVARS, making it easier to manage different environments, dev, prod, with the same code. Which of the following is a disadvantage of mutable infrastructure? Option A. High cost of storage. Option B. Configuration drift over time. Option C. Slow initial deployment. Option D. Incompatibility with cloud providers. The correct answer is B. Mutable infrastructure allows servers to be modified after they are deployed, e.g., running updates via SSH. Over time, these small manual changes lead to configuration drift, where servers that were once identical become different, making troubleshooting and scaling very difficult. If you want to remove a resource from your infrastructure but keep it in your Terraform code, what should you do? Option A. Run Terraform destroy. Option B. Use Terraform state erm to remove it from state. Option C. Comment out the resource in the code. Option D. Delete the Terraform TF state file. The correct answer is B. The Terraform state erm command removes a resource from the state file without actually deleting the physical resource in the cloud. Terraform will no longer track or manage it. To actually delete the resource, you should remove it from the code and run Terraform apply. Which CloudFormation function is used to retrieve an attribute from a resource, such as an IP address of an EC2 instance? Option A, ref. Option B, fn, getat. Option C, fn, import value. Option D, fn, join. The correct answer is B. While ref is used for the logical ID of a resource, like an instance ID, fn, getat, getAttribute, is used to fetch specific properties of a resource, such as the public IP, private IP, or ARN, which are generated only after the resource is created. What is the primary benefit of using version control, e.g., Git, for IaC? Option A. It automatically deploys the code to the cloud. Option B. It provides audit trails and the ability to roll back changes. Option C. It encrypts the infrastructure templates. Option D. It replaces the need for an IaC tool. The correct answer is B. Storing IaC in Git allows teams to track who changed what and why. If a deployment causes an issue, you can quickly roll back to a previous known good version. It also enables peer review via pull requests, which improves infrastructure quality. Which Ansible component defines the list of servers that Ansible should manage? Option A, playbook. Option B, inventory. Option C, module. Option D, role. The correct answer is B. The inventory file, often named hosts, contains the list of managed nodes. You can group servers, e.g., web_servers, db_servers, in the inventory, allowing you to target specific groups for configuration changes. What happens when you run Terraform apply with the auto-approve flag? Option A. Terraform validates the code but doesn't apply it. Option B. Terraform applies the changes without asking for user confirmation. Option C. Terraform automatically fixes syntax errors. Option D. Terraform only updates the state file. The correct answer is B. Normally, Terraform apply shows you a plan and waits for you to type yes. The auto-approve flag skips this interactive step. This is useful for automated CI/CD pipelines where no human is present to provide input, but it should be used with caution. What is static analysis in the context of IaC security? Option A. Testing the performance of the cloud provider. Option B. Scanning the code for vulnerabilities without actually deploying the resources. Option C. Monitoring the logs of active servers. Option D. Manually checking the Cloud Console for errors. The correct answer is B. Static analysis. SAST for IaC involves scanning your templates, YAML, JSON, HCL, for security misconfigurations, like unencrypted buckets or open SSH ports, before the code is even applied. Tools like Checkov, TFSEC, and CloudFormation Guard are used for this. Which of the following is a key difference between Kubernetes and Terraform? Option A. Terraform is only for AWS, while Kubernetes is multi-cloud. Option B. Terraform provisions infrastructure. Kubernetes orchestrates containers. Option C. Kubernetes is imperative. Terraform is declarative. Option D. There is no difference. They perform the same tasks. The correct answer is B. Terraform is an infrastructure provisioning tool used to create the clusters, VPCs, and VMs. Kubernetes is a container orchestration platform that runs on top of that infrastructure to manage the lifecycle, scaling, and networking of containerized applications. Which Terraform backend support is native and requires no additional configuration or external services? Option A, S3. Option B, local. Option C, console. Option D, Azure. The correct answer is B. The local backend is the default backend for Terraform. It stores the state file on the disk in the current working directory. While it requires no setup, it is not suitable for teams or production environments because it lacks sharing and locking capabilities. What is the primary goal of using infrastructure as code? Option A. To replace software developers. Option B. To automate and standardize infrastructure management. Option C. To increase the cost of cloud services. Option D. To make infrastructure more complex. The correct answer is B. The primary goal of IaC is to treat infrastructure management like software development. By using code, teams can automate the creation of environments, ensure consistency across dev, test, prod, and significantly reduce the time and human error associated with manual configuration. That wraps up our 30 practice questions for the DevOps Infrastructure as Code certification. How did you do? If you found these explanations helpful, you're already on the right path to mastering IaC. For more in-depth practice tests, including 300+ real-world questions, make sure to check out the full course on Udemy using the link below. For the complete set of over 300 questions and full-length mock exams, check the link in the description below.